Dr. Benzion Gold devotes 2 days a week to earning his livelihood as a dentist. During the rest of the week, he studies at the Diaspora Yeshiva from morning till evening.
I suppose sometime during the time I was going to dental school, I started wondering what exactly I was doing in California. My father was born in Poland and then immigrated to Toronto. My mother was born in Russia, immigrated to New Jersey. I was born in New Jersey, and it seemed like it was a coincidence. Here I was in California. It could have been anywhere.
For Benzion, anywhere could also be Matzad, a settlement in the Judean hills established by the Diaspora Yeshiva. They still live in temporary buildings, but the settlement is obviously permanent. Today, 27 families live at Matzad, realizing the ideals of their youth in keeping with Torah principles. Matzad residents are building a mikveh, another milestone in the history of this settlement, established through the mighty efforts of Diaspora Yeshiva pioneers. Bonnie Engel is the mother of 8 children. We spoke to her one morning after most of the children were on their way to school and her husband had left for his teaching job at the yeshiva. It seemed like a perfect opportunity to relax.
I'm never relaxed. We've lived on the yeshiva for 3 years, and it's beautiful here. It's a wonderful life for the children, and for myself, it's a wonderful community. We all help each other, and it's a beautiful experience to be on a yeshiva.
The Jewish agency allocated land for settlement to the Diaspora Yeshiva. Symbolically, we learned that Matzad is located at the site where King David assembled his troops some 2,500 years ago. This vital link with Mount Zion is reinforced each morning at school. Jackie Pia is the mother of 4 children.
Yeah, while I was in San Francisco, I was a little disturbed at the way things are going there. The art was a very big thing. Art and culture was a very big thing, but I didn't feel that there was any moral reason or values behind what was going on in the life of most of the artists. Many of my friends were alcoholics or whatever, this and that, because of the nature of their emotions. They were a lot of them were not such balanced people, and most of them were not married. And I wanted to have a normal life and combine that with my artistic talents. And when I came to Israel and to Jerusalem, and I saw the happy married families with all their children and the beauty of it all, I said, this is where I want to be.
Matzad's younger generation ensures continuity, as Matzad's Rabbi Yisrael Goldstein explains.
We tried to have a spiritual experience and really live the Jewishness and the Torah, and to really feel it, that it's not just it says in the book what we have to do. We try to live it and be part of it.
Abraham lived in the land of Ur of Chaldees, where people pray to idols and trees. They bowed to their king as if to a god, though he was just a man, the evil Nimrod. Abraham shouted, "Listen to me. There's a true God that no one can see."
At the Diaspora Yeshiva kindergarten, author Shoshana Lippin reads from her book, The 10 Tests of Abraham, which she wrote especially for Jewish children.
They left all they had in test number 3. I think one of the problems today with education, children are raised to look up to Superman, Wonder Woman, I could say many other figures. And at a certain age, they realize that these are fantasy figures. They don't exist in reality. And I began to see the need for children to have quality Jewish literature, which presents them with our figures of history as role models that they can model themselves after, which presents them with importance of perfecting ourselves and really striving for heights in our personal growth.
Everybody's bothered about Jewishness. For some people, it's a curse.
Yisachar ben Abraham is a scholar and teacher at the Diaspora Yeshiva.
In the end, if you don't resolve the question of who you are and come to peace with the fact that you're a Jew, and you have this awesome responsibility in the world towards God and towards man, you'll never be a happy man. You'll totally always be in conflict. You'll never be satisfied in anything you do.
Love of God, love of Torah, love of Israel, love of God's creatures, kindness towards one's fellow man, and helping to share his burden. The Diaspora Yeshiva's warm atmosphere and spirit are constantly manifested in daily life. Our tradition tells us that the Torah is not somewhere up in heaven or far across the seas, but rather on your lips and in your heart to be fulfilled. The Diaspora Yeshiva exemplifies Jewish living to its fullest extent, bringing Jews closer to the Torah and the Torah closer to Jews. The Diaspora Yeshiva truly represents a light unto the nations, not only to the Jewish people, but to the entire world. Artemis Pyle, a drummer with the recently reunited rock group Leonard Skinner, is not Jewish, but when he came to the Diaspora Yeshiva, he developed close ties with the yeshiva and its staff and students.
This is the most incredible, straight, sweet bunch of men that I've ever known in my life, and honest, beyond reproach, and it's a pleasure for me to be here.
Every evening at midnight, King David would rise to perform God's will right here on Mount Zion. Beautiful in elevation, the joy of the whole earth, on the northern slope is Mount Zion, the city of the great king. In her palaces, God has made himself known as a stronghold. Mount Zion will return to its ancient glory. The Diaspora Yeshiva has prepared a model of its new campus, which has been approved by all official authorities. The new campus, financed by the generous contributions of world Jewry, will house over 1,000 scholars studying Torah on Mount Zion. It will constitute a major Torah center, dispatching its graduates to spread Jewish tradition, to glorify and exalt the Torah.
I'm standing on Mount Zion after 2,000 years, a Jew. You're a Jew also, living in a golden era. Life is great in Israel. Life is great in America. But let's face it, we're the remnants of 2,000 years of Jewish suffering. Why we are here and not our forefathers, I don't know. But you and I are here. Help us build. You can make that difference.
Let Mount Zion be glad. Let the towns of Judah rejoice because of thy judgments. Walk about Zion, go round her, count her towers, mark well her ramparts. Go through her palaces, that you may tell a later generation that such is God, our God, forever and ever. He will guide us eternally.